No problem, no problem, no problem, it's just no problem. Steady Eddie is always ready to make that delivery on time. Doesn't matter if it's raining, you'll find him complaining. Steady Eddie it is. No problem, no problem, no problem, no problem, it's just no problem. Can he carry a heavy load? Can he drive safely down the road? Can he drive long distances and drive all night? Will he make sure he gets it through all right? No problem, no problem, no problem, no problem, it's just no problem. Steady Eddie is always ready to make that delivery on time. Doesn't matter if it's raining, you'll find him complaining. Steady Eddie it is. No problem, no, I can do it, I really can. I can assure you I can make it through the delivery with no problems. It was another sunny day in the United Kingdom. In the truck depot, Steady Eddie was waking up. So were the other trucks. The second to wake up was Loretta Lobby, and the third was Jock the tartan tanker. Morning, you two, said Steady Eddie. Morning, Steady Eddie, said Loretta and Jock. Going to be any more deliveries to make? I don't know really, said Steady Eddie. I was about to ask the same question. Oh, haven't you heard? Said Jock. We're to visit Australia. Australia? I haven't heard about it since Loretta and I visited France, where I was supposed to drive on the right, said Steady Eddie. We're borrowed for 10 days. Working in England is important. Jock reminded him about how many days they were staying. Don't forget I'm coming too, said Oliver Overdrive. More like the Outbacks. Steady Eddie was thinking to the day he and Loretta had taken a big boat to France. It was still daytime when they got to the country, but it wouldn't be when they come to Australia. Are we taking a boat to Australia, Loretta? He asked his friend. No, we're not. Our manager had a phone call about all the boats being booked, so we'll have to wait, said Loretta. Why? Don't you like sleeping while travelling over the ocean? Of course I don't. I mean, it's the only way, but I met a tractor called Tom. He told me there was a secret passage in a shed at Becton, hidden behind the crates it is. That can't be true. It's a bucket of rotten crabs, said Oliver. Not a tosh-tosh, said Loretta. I beg your pardon, though, but how can it exists this passage. Buzz told Tom in the first place, and what he did was press a button to open it, and the next thing he knows is he was in Wedge Avenue. Steady Eddie explained this discovery. I believe the wee lad's right. We've got parcels and the usual petrol, said Jock. Lead the way, Eddie. The 4 trucks left the depot and went driving, not to the harbour to catch a boat, to Becton Market. As they went on the highway, Steady Eddie said they were to keep the door behind the coach a secret, so no one would try to stop the quick-way idea. I hope we can all fit in, said Jock. At least there's no mud. I'll say, I'm running free, said Oliver. We better not fall in the harbour. I wonder if it's big enough. We're nearly there, said Steady Eddie. You like the new place, Loretta? I will, Steady Eddie. I wonder if it has flowers. Minutes later, the 4 trucks arrived at Becton. It wasn't market day, so they managed to fit in to find the shed. Where's the flower stand? It's not here. I don't see any hats, said Oliver. All we see is a big empty space. It's not market day, but I brought you the hat and flowers, said Steady Eddie. I'll give you them when we reach Margate. Follow me quietly. There may be a harbour master watching everywhere of the town. One by one, the trucks drove slowly and carefully into Becton. When they reached the shed, there were no other trucks in sight, so Steady Eddie gave the signal to drive inside. Just to keep quiet, they had to not knock down any boxes. To their surprise, they found the inside was wider empty, but the cage remained untouched. Okay, so where is this passage? Said Oliver Overdrive. It's behind the cage, said Steady Eddie. How lucky are we to find the shed big enough to get fitted? I can see what you mean by what Tom told you. Look, said Loretta. From behind the cage, they could see a glow of light shining. I'll lead the way, said Steady Eddie. We'll be able to find Margate. Steady Eddie drove to the back of the coach. He stood corrected. There was the door and a button to get open. He put his wheel over it, and before he could say, "Whoa," the door opened. "Follow me now," Steady Eddie called to Sven's. He went through the secret passage door. Loretta followed, and Jock and Oliver. With a big gape and more in their mouths, they were amazed to find themselves in the woods. Neither of them couldn't think of anything to say till Loretta said, to break the silence, "Oh my! It isn't utter toss-toss. What shall we do, Steady Eddie?" "Find Margate, of course," said Steady Eddie. "I hope you know the way," said Oliver Overdrive. Having said the suggestion, Steady Eddie led the way. The 4 trucks found the road when they got out of the forest. It was narrow, and they had to go one at a time. Steady Eddie stopped to see a sign beside him as he went first. "We are on Wedge Avenue," he shouted to the others. "Come out single file. This route may not suit us, but it's the only way." "That's a wee problem if we come back here to get home," said Jock, coming out second. "You'll have to think of another way when we want to get home," said Loretta, coming out third. "I'm the biggest," said Oliver. "I could easily fall off." As they went out, they passed White Beach that was never seen from them. "Wow, this is a nice seaside," said Jock. "I can even see a fish farm Loretta told us about back in England." "Don't mention fish," said Eddie. "Someone accidentally dropped a crate of fish on me by mistake." "You smelled terrible. We smelled you for miles," said Oliver with a laugh. They came to a crossroad with signs going this way and that way. "We're heading to New Bena, but we'll take the front roads," said Eddie. They headed to New Bena. There was another crossing where back road was heading to the main road, and the left was where they had to go along. Why can't we go along the back road, Sadie? Is it a slopey trap to get us stuck, like I did at the new housing estate? Asked Oliver. None of us noticed the road getting wet from the rain. You're right to say so, Oliver. The roads are too steep and narrow, even the mud skated from every drop, said Eddie. So that's why we're going to the front roads, said Loretta. It's never a good idea to go back road driving when we're big. Let's move on, said Jock. These mountains look great to see. Are we to go beside them? Yes, we are, said Eddie. When we go through them, we shout yodelay-hee-hoo. So the trucks continued on. Whenever they passed a mountain, they all shouted a yodel. Shouted Eddie. Shouted Jock. Shouted Loretta. Oliver's shout was so low that it sounded like a foghorn. Soon the trucks came to the main road and started driving together. Well done, everyone. We've made it to the main road, out of a narrow zone, said Eddie. We'll be on our way. That's good, said Jock. I felt like a bagpipe needing a blow-up. What a record of not falling, said Oliver. I'll be glad of a stretch. It's a long one, said Loretta. Eddie and his lot went through more trees as they went up a hill. They went through Madonna's seaside. And a kilometre later, they came to a moving bridge. This seaside they arrived in was called Dunalley. They crossed the bridge when no boat was coming. Caw, this is the most bush's landscape I've ever seen, said Eddie. Dun Alley has never been visited from us before. All of a sudden, Eddie caught sight of something new on the road ahead. It was Appleboom, who was picking up a twig that fell from a tree. "Oh!" cried Eddie. "Whoa!" cried Appleboom, falling back in surprise in a bush out of the way. "Why, it's Appleboom, who visited us back in 2001, exclaimed Eddie. "You all right?" "Ouch! Oh!" "No harm done, Eddie," said Appleboom, picking herself up. "I didn't see you as I tended the twig." "What are you doing on Tasman Sodor, by the way?" "We're visiting Margate. We could take you, if you like," said Loretta Lobby. "Oh yes, please. I wanted to visit Margate. I was hiking here looking for bus, but I missed it." Appleboom got in Eddie, and the trucks continued on. It was while they went through the woods that one of them noticed that tanks were running low. Appleboom noticed that his tank was getting empty. "Hey, you need to stop for petrol," said she. "Oh no," said Eddie. "I can't go on without enough petrol." The others were running out too. "We'll manage on to Sorrel. There's a petrol station to get you full," said Appleboom. They arrived in Sorrel and pulled into the petrol station. "Can you fill us up, please?" Eddie said to the attendant. "Of course," said the attendant. One by one, they had their tanks filled up. Then they went back on the main road again. Once out of Sorrel, they crossed 2 water bridges and through Hobart. After going across the Tasman Bridge, this drive had been a long one, as they couldn't wait to rest their wheels. When they went up the last hill, called the Southern Outlet, they passed a blue bus. "Hello," said Tayo. "Who are you?" "I'm Steady Eddie," said Eddie. "These are the trucks of Jock, Loretta, and Oliver." "Oh, I haven't seen them before," Glad to meet you. I'll tell my friends I sighted you, and Tyler drove off. At last, they arrived in Kingston. Margate was about to come to their site soon, and the day was an afternoon. We're almost there, said Eddie. We'll be learning lots about Australia. I think we're to stop here first, said Loretta. They're for the postman to take. Oh, we'd better not forget that. In no time, the parcels were unloaded. Then the trucks continued on for the last time. Margate came to sight. They could see the depot with a shed waiting to have the spaces inside full. Here we are, said Eddie. I'm staying home. Getting off the road for the last time, they settled in the shed. Once settled, Appleboom got off as she was to buy something to eat. Thanks for the lift, she said. I'll take Tyre back to Sleeping Main. It's been a long ride and walk. And she left the depot. Wow, said Eddie. That was an hour of driving. It's worth the drive, said Jock. And no bogging, said Loretta. I'm glad I can rest, said Oliver. I do like a look at the water and the ocean. Shame there's no crocodile about. We all can explore Australia's state. I wonder who bothered us. Eddie finished his question sentence when he and the others saw a figure walking up. I'm the one that bothered you, said the model writer, who happened to be me. This is Tasmania, and what you're doing is shifting orders from a harbour and learning new things of my home. I even heard, Eddie, that you were supposed to be driving on the right road in France, not the left. I went on with a chuckle. Well, we're in Australia, and you go on the left, and so do we, said Eddie, remembering his mistake in the French country. I must go now, said me. I hope you enjoy 10 days and meet new friends. I walked off to take my next bus. The trucks closed their eyes and went to sleep. But Eddie was thinking before he slept. Freddie Forklift will like a story about this country. I can't wait for my first day to start. And he slept, waiting to see what tomorrow would bring. No problem, no problem, no problem, it's just no problem. Steady Eddie is always ready to make that delivery on time. Doesn't matter if it's raining, you'll find him complaining. Steady Eddie it is. No problem, no problem, no problem, no problem, it's just no problem. Can you carry a heavy load? Can you drive safely down the road? Can you drive long distances and drive all night? Will you make sure he gets it through all right? No problem, no problem, no problem, no problem, it's just no problem. Steady Eddie is always ready to make that delivery on time. Doesn't matter if it's raining, you'll find him complaining. Steady Eddie it is. No problem, no, I can do it, I really can. I can assure you I can make it through the delivery with no problems.